Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you all for joining. So, I'll tell you a little bit about me, how I got here. I learned about law of attraction, and just so you know, this show is going to be all about manifestation, all about manifesting your dreams because when I learned about the law of attraction in 2013, I had no idea that it was so powerful and that I would be able to manifest so many wonderful things in my life. So I learned about it in 2013, but didn't really, get serious until 2015. I just knew at that point that I wanted to make some changes in life. So since 2015, I have manifested lots of great things. I've manifested trips, free trips. One thing that you realize as you start to learn how to manifest, you'll realize that a lot of the things that you think cost money don't, and you will manifest a lot of free things. So I manifested lots of free trips, manifested lots of awesome things. And the most awesome thing is that I manifested my wonderful husband and best friend, DJ Vince Adams, who is also my moderator. Can you believe Vince Adams is a moderator now for me? So he'll be helping me out. He'll be in the chat, making sure that, I get all of your questions and get comments and all that good stuff. So I think one thing that I like to mention to everybody is that in addition to manifesting the things, most importantly, I manifested peace, harmony, happiness. And those are things that are really underrated. But as you realize, as you have more peace and happiness in your life, more harmony in your life, that's what brings all of the goodies. So after learning the law of attraction and experiencing so many changes in November of 2020, I decided to start High Powered Love. 2020 was a sucky year for a lot of us. And I realized that, I have an opportunity to make a positive contribution in the midst of all this mess. So I started High Powered Love, which essentially started out as a blog. Was putting out a couple weekly blog posts. And then from there, I decided that I wanted to do the what I call daily sprinkles of love, which are and actually, you know what? Here's an example of my daily sprinkle of love, one of my most recent ones. As you let go, you allow your desires to manifest. So I do a daily sprinkle of love every day, Monday through Friday, just to put some positivity out there and to, kind of keep things going. I also offer coaching sessions, or that turned into coaching sessions. And then I was invited on several podcasts. And then from there, I'm like, you know what? I've been on everybody else's show. I should have my own show. So that is, kind of the story of High Power Love and how we got here. And I can tell you that I decided to start my show, Wednesday. And today is Tuesday. So things move very fast. I'm learning as I go, but I have the most wonderful man behind me, beside me, making sure that, everything is, moving along and looking good. So somebody said, oh, Lanita, hey, she said, oh, fancy. Yes, we were trying to be fancy in here. So you'll be able to catch me here on Facebook and Twitch every Sunday at 4 p.m. and Tuesday at 7 p.m. So excited to put some positivity over the airwaves on the Twitchverse and on Facebook twice a week. So let's talk about law of attraction. What is it? Most of you all have heard about the law of attraction. Most people I know learned about the law of attraction when The Secret came out. And essentially it comes down to like attracts like. So when you're feeling great, when you're high, your vibe is high, then you attract great things. When you're feeling low or you're in a low vibe, you attract not so good things. So I know that a lot of people have heard your vibe attracts your tribe. So, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing. So one thing that I like to show people starting out is the emotional guidance scale. So if you've been following the law of attraction for a while, you've seen this. And essentially, this just is a scale that shows you the emotions that one can experience. And if you look at the top, you have joy, appreciation, freedom, love. And at the bottom, you have fear, grief, depression, despair. And as you move up the scale, you feel better. That means you're feeling good. And as you are experiencing those more positive emotions, then what comes along with that are positive experiences. And as you move down the scale, you will have not so great experiences. The people that come into your life, the experiences, the people, experiences, circumstances, nothing is by coincidence, nothing is by chance. Your energy is everything. And that's why it was so important for me to come out and share what I know. I had experienced so many wonderful things when I learned about my energy and being able to use it in a way that would allow positive things to come, that I just felt like at this point, you know what, I've got a lot to share with people. So this scale is everything. When you're starting out, I can tell you that most people hang out around frustration, stress, pessimism, disappointment. And if you're feeling disappointed, if you're feeling frustrated most of the time, then those are the types of experiences that you'll continue to invite into your life. So when you think about how it works, and I actually put out a daily sprinkle about this maybe about a week ago, but it's really, really simple with the law of attraction. You have a desire, and that could be a relationship, that could be a car, it could be peace in your home or whatever. And then the next piece is asking. And that asking can happen where you're praying, or it's an unconscious ask. For instance, when you have a bad experience with someone, then you automatically want to have a good experience with someone. So sometimes we don't just, kind of automatically say, okay, well, this happened, so now I'm going to pray for the opposite. It could be something really simple. So that asking is happening consciously and unconsciously. And then the next piece, and that's the piece that I focus on and I try and empower and let people know about, is the alignment piece. That's the part where you get on the frequency of your desire. So if your desire is love, you want to be on the frequency of love. If your desire is a car, whatever it is you're asking for, it's on the frequency. Your desire is on that frequency, and your job is to align with that desire. And then the manifestation is the easy part. That's when it comes. And then guess what? The cycle continues. You never get it done. You're always going to be asking for something, whether it's unconsciously or consciously. So that's why I teach people to really, I have a raid coming in. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. This is crazy. My first show, and I have a raid. This is amazing. Wow. Miss Ty Dior is raiding with a party of 20. Wow. Thank you. This is amazing. So, where was I? So that's the manifestation cycle. That's the manifestation. You have a desire, you ask for what you want, you align, which is, there are lots of ways to align. Belief is one, feeling good is another. And then there's the manifestation piece. And so I'll tell you my personal manifestation story, because everybody asks me, how did you manifest love? And you know what? Let me share this little tidbit. A lot of people think that I started High Powered Love because I'm helping people manifest love. And the reason why I named it High Powered Love, besides I had a high powered professional blog prior to, so it was always going to be high powered. But the love piece comes from love being a very, very high vibrational frequency. And when you tap into the frequency of love, that is when you start to see your desires happen, and even desires that you didn't even know you desired, those come as well. So everything that I talk about is tapping into the frequency of love, because that is a very, very high vibration. And when you tap into that, get ready. Lots of amazing things will come, including, that love or that car or the health or whatever you're looking for, but lots more. So let's see. All right. So I actually got a question. And when I did let's see, it was on Friday. I did my my live on Facebook, and I got a question from Trish Berries, about the 17-second rule, and everything about high-powered love really is getting into the feeling of things. And the 17-second rule is all about getting your vibrations in the right place. And it's all about having the right thoughts so that you feel, and then the next thing you do is manifest. So Trish, I wanted to talk about the 17-second rule, and I'm going to go here. Okay. So not sure if you've heard about the 17-second rule, but this is something that Abraham Hicks has talked a lot about. And I can tell you that Abraham Hicks was the first law of attraction expert that I started to follow, where I learned about the 17-second rule. And essentially, for any of you that really want to focus on getting your vibration in order and starting to feel good, 17 seconds is a great place to start, or focusing on feeling good 17 seconds at a time really helps. So part of the 17-second rule is if you feel good for 17 seconds, then you can go another 17 seconds and then another 17 seconds. And when you make it to 68 seconds, you are on your way to feeling good and manifesting some great things. So one thing that I will challenge all of you to do is to practice the 17-second rule and let me know what happens. And essentially what you want to do is pick out a positive thought. Now, it can't be anything that has anything negative attached to it. So you have to pick something that is purely positive, like a baby, or maybe your pet that you love, or maybe something that's creative that makes you feel good, that doesn't have any negativity attached to it, or a passion, or maybe your niece or your nephew. Teenagers, you might love your teenager kid, but they talk back, so you probably wouldn't want to use a teenager. So use something that is purely positive. Sit by yourself and think about that and feel the feeling that it generates. And as you feel those feelings that generate within those 17 seconds, go another 17 seconds, and then do another 17 seconds, and do another 17 seconds. And once you've done 68 seconds, you will be in such a positive space that you'll feel that momentum start to move forward. And be prepared for something like a text message or something, something cool. It could be just the smallest little thing will happen. And then just keep it going. You want to practice that as much as you can throughout the day. I'm telling you, this is one of the most powerful things that I did to manifest love. I can tell you at the time, when I was really wanting to manifest love, I thought a lot about my niece. I used my niece as my 17 seconds because she is a sweetheart. She's full of hugs. She's unconditional love. She doesn't get on my nerves like she gets on her parents' nerves. I have no responsibility for her. All that she is love. So I would sit on my couch, or I sit in the bed. I would close my eyes and I would hug her. I would think about how her hugs felt. I would think about how good I felt. I would think about her smile. It was so pure. And it was amazing just the feelings that you generate from that. And as I felt better and better and better, then I would start my day. And then I might think about her again. And I used her. I totally used her to feel good and to keep my vibration high. I didn't do a lot of visualizing the man that I wanted. I didn't do a lot of visualizing. I visualized things that just really made me happy, that were just completely pure. And my niece, for me, that was pure, unconditional love. So every week, I will share a very short law of attraction tip or rule that you can use. And I definitely want to hear, how does it work for you? And I'll tell you this. Most people don't realize that the first manifestation that you experience is feeling better. We look to, when we're manifesting, we look for those physical things. We want the parking space. We want the text from that person that we've been waiting for the text for. We want the money. We want those things. But the very first thing that you will manifest are good feelings, consistent feelings. That's your number one manifestation. And then as you start to feel better and better and it's consistent, just watch. There are some amazing things that will come your way. And I can't wait to hear about it. Because actually next, I'm going to tell you about some manifestation. Mrs. D Sharp, so true, makes sense. Yay, wonderful. So for those of you who know this or who have tried this, put it in the chat. I'm going to come back and look at this, look at the video, because I really want to see what everyone is saying. I want to see your comments. There's so much going on that I really can't. I can see like a few, but they are just going so fast. So I definitely want to, hear what you have to say, hear your comments, or read your comments. So definitely let me know how it's working and reach out to me. So one segment that I'm going to do every episode, I will be highlighting my manifestation superstars. So I've got 3 today, 3 people that I personally reached out to. And going forward, though, I ask, Oh, sure. Okay. There we go. Thank you. All right. So I reached out to a few people to ask for their manifestation stories, because you know what? I know that it's good. You want to hear from me, but I know that everybody else wants to hear from other people too. You want to, hear, how does it work for other people? So I want to hear your manifestation stories. I'll drop some information on how to get in touch with me, how to send your manifestation stories to me. But I have 3 manifestation superstars today. And the first one is Miss Danielle J. And I know she's somewhere. I don't know if she's on Twitch or Facebook, but I know that she's somewhere on here. And Danielle's a good friend of mine that actually has her own CMOS company. And I know that she has a couple of clients on here as well. You can find her on Instagram at Healing CMOS. And she's a dolphin as well. But what I was really excited to talk to Danielle about, her manifestation of her Instagram page. So Danielle went from, let me make sure I've got it. She went from 400 people, 400 followers on Instagram, to 23.3 thousand followers on Instagram in 18 months. That is huge for someone that does not know Instagram, who has a new business, and she did something amazing. And what was very intriguing about Danielle's story is that detachment was a big piece for her. Someone actually had to tell her, hey, do you know that you've got 10,000 followers on Instagram? Because when she started out, she said, you know what? I'm starting out my Healing CMOS business. I really want to provide a great product to people. So I'm going to focus on providing a great product. I know I need to get on Instagram. So let me get on Instagram and let me make sure that I'm putting out great information on CMOS, really, empowering my followers with the information that they want. And, I'm just going to do that. And I'm just going to focus on having the best CMOS product. And she looked up 15 months later and had 10,000. And then 3 months later, 4 months later, she was at 23,000. So what was so interesting is that for her, and I can tell you that Danielle has been watching Abraham Hicks for a while. So we've had lots of great conversations about law of attraction prior to even high powered love starting. But what she said, and let me make sure, she said that, she knows she wanted a large following. She thought in the beginning, like, wow, it'd be really good on having a great following. I think this is what it would feel like. This is what it would look like. And then she completely let it go. And at that point, she said, I know what I want, but I've got to focus on making sure that I'm putting out great information and that I have amazing content that my followers can benefit by. And whomever comes, that's who comes. And I loved that story because letting go, detachment, is a huge piece, an often overlooked piece of manifestation. We want to focus so much on what we want, but oftentimes you just let go and you focus on something else and you let that other stuff happen. And for her, she knew she wanted the numbers, but she let the numbers go and instead focused on having the best content and the best product for her followers. So congratulations. Definitely please give Danielle some love. One thing that I want to share about the law of attraction, hateration does not work, love does. So when you hear amazing things for other people, when you get excited for them and you cheer them on, you put so much positive energy back in the universe that comes back to you. So when you see somebody that something amazing is happening and you love to see that type of amazing things happen in your life, then that's when you want to cheerlead. That's when you want to get excited. And that's why it was so important for me to have my manifestation superstars highlighted during every episode, because I want to give everybody on here an opportunity to cheerlead, to put that positive energy out so that you can get it back.
Danielle and Tamara are on Facebook.
Okay, great. Nope, I didn't see it. So I see Danielle and Tamara on Facebook. Amazing. All right, so on to Manifestation Superstar. That's Kevin. All right, so Kevin E manifested a new job in 2020. And I thought that it was pretty cool, just to tell his story, because I know a lot of people are out here looking to level up, and his new opportunity was definitely a level up. Better environment, product, great manager, great team, more money to tip his favorite DJ, hint, hint. And he said that at that point, he realized that this manifestation really works. And that's one thing that I want people to understand, that when you focus on manifestation, you focus on your energy, you focus on just opening up what has always been available to you. All of these things that you'll start to manifest, they've been waiting for you to change your vibration. So Kevin said he just realized through the process that positive thinking and manifestation, they work. And one of the big things for him was selfless acts of kindness. He felt that was a huge part of the plan, was God's plan for him was the selfless acts of kindness. And again, it's all about putting that positive energy out. So he said his faith journey was definitely enhanced and he feels stronger and happier. So definitely put some love in the chat for him. And then my last but not least manifestation superstar is my good friend Tamara. So I'm going to let her tell you a little bit of her story, and then I'm going to finish it up.
Hey, everybody. Kalila asked me to share some of my manifestations that I've received recently. And of course, I was so happy to share. So let's get to it. So I am Tamara, and I am in Brentwood, Tennessee for the time being. And some of the manifestations I've had, just yesterday, I sent Kalila a text because my dog won a free week of daycare. And so that's probably 150 to have, 150 to $175 of daycare this week. So I was really excited about that. One other thing that I wanted to share with her, in addition to getting cups of coffee for free over the past few weeks, was actually a manifestation of not getting a job that I've been interviewing for. So I actually asked the universe, wished that I would get a job that was aligned with my values and one where I could be my authentic self and where I'd be happy for an extended period of time. And that if that was not the place, then please, don't put me in a position to work there. And I didn't get the role. And you know what? I celebrated it because I am so faithful and believe that that is not the right place for me. Interestingly enough, I had an interview at a startup today and it was wonderful. And I'm really, really hopeful about it. And so I'm going to continue to ask and believe and receive. And I'll let you guys know what happens.
All right. I was muted. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you saw the little happy dance there. During the manifestations, we have the happy dance because we just want to, cheer everybody on. So, those are my manifestation superstars. And let's see if I can find the right button. I don't see it on here. Oh, here it is. Okay. So definitely, if you have any manifestations, please do. Still no sound?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay, great. All right. So if you have any manifestations that you want to send me, please send me so that I can shout you out and congratulate you. And then also, if you have any questions that you want me to answer, any law of attraction questions, definitely let me know. So go ahead and send that information to Kalila at High Powered Love. Okay, great. All right, so I just want to leave the last bit of the program just to answer any of your law of attraction questions. Did we get any questions?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So in the meantime, I don't see the, all right. So definitely take a look at my website, highpoweredlove.com. There you can find my blog. You can find my daily sprinkles of love. All of the videos that I've done are there. And then if you're interested in coaching, you can connect with me there. So everything that I do, even my social media on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, it's all connected to High Powered Love. So definitely, if you have any questions, put your questions in the chat. And then I actually have some questions that were sent ahead of time. Okay, yep. I have some questions that were sent as well. Looking at okay, awesome. I can't wait to read these comments. All right, so my first question is, how can a person get started using the law of attraction? So I'll tell you how I got started. I went on YouTube. YouTube has everything that you could possibly want to learn about. You can go on YouTube. I started out with Abraham Hicks, Some people don't like Abraham Hicks as much, but I love Abraham Hicks, Dr. Joe Dispenza. You can just literally go on YouTube and type in law of attraction, and you will find all of the, you'll find so many videos, and there's so much information out there. I forgot to mention that Tamara loves The Secret. And that was a huge resource for her. The Secret, she listens to The Secret. Yes, I see Miss Ty Dior. Yes, we have it in common. I love YouTube as well. It has everything. So you can go YouTube. The Secret is a great starting point. That was actually the first thing I ever watched, was The Secret. And then I went to YouTube and then just went crazy because there's just so much information out there. And she actually, you know what? The book that she read that she actually really loves is The Law of Attraction. That's the name of it. And it's by Michael Lozier. I'm probably pronouncing his last name, but it's Losier. So that's a good, those are good places to start, but there is no shortage of information out there. And then also you can come on over to High Powered Love. The second question, why is it so hard to attract the right partner? Okay. There are a lot of reasons why. Oh yeah, Wayne Dyer is very good as well. There are so many reasons why. The alignment is the key, and everybody has something. I can tell you, for me personally, I was focusing on what I didn't want instead of what I did want. So instead of, for example, instead of saying that instead of saying I want someone that's emotionally available, a lot of times people will say, I don't want someone like this. So I was one of those that really focused on the things that I didn't want. I didn't want someone that was dishonest. I didn't want someone that was emotionally unavailable. I didn't want these things. And when you focus on what you don't want, you get more of what you don't want. There are some people that have some things that they need to heal from, childhood. You'd be surprised how many people are holding on to hurt and abandonment and so many issues, from things that happened childhood with their parents. And that actually affects the type of relationships that you have in your adult life. So there are some people that have to really go back to the point of trauma to release that trauma in order to move on. So there are so many reasons why a person has a problem or is not able to attract the right person, but I can tell you that it starts with you. Most people want to point the finger and say that it's somebody else, but it's not somebody else. It's you that keeps attracting the wrong person. So you've got to become the right person in order to attract the right person. So that I would say that's the biggest piece in not attracting the right person, whether it's the right person, the right whatever. You've got to become the right person. And there's work that has to be done around alignment. And that's why I was so passionate about starting this channel and starting High Powered Love. I can tell you, and I said this on my live, like, I'm just not a video person. I'll say I haven't been. I have to change my how I talk, but I have, my self-identity, I identify with writing. That's what I feel good. That's my comfort zone. I can write. But being in front of the camera scares the hell out of me. And I actually wanted to do something like this for the past, couple years, but I was like, oh my God, like, I write. I don't make videos. And it's funny because I'm married to someone who is amazing in front of the camera. And that was something that I would always shy away from. But I decided that, this information out here it's too important, and I talk to too many people that just don't know, and there's an opportunity for me to get in front of lots of people to share this so that we all can manifest some amazing things. And there's always an opportunity for growth. So this is definitely growth for me. So So that's it. And then the last piece is detachment. Detachment is a huge, huge piece that I'll talk about. Sometimes we want something so bad that we can just, if we don't have it, we feel bad. And when you fail to detach from something, then you're actually sending, you're putting the energy out there that you don't have it. And the universe reflects back to you, you're right, you don't have it. So that detachment is a huge piece, why you're not getting the right partner as well. So that's why I'll be, talking about different strategies that you can use. Some of the strategies you're going to love, some of them it may not, resonate with you. I love some things, not so much. Some others I don't. And as we kind of go through this journey, I'll tell you the ones that I really love and the others that haven't resonated, but have really worked for other people. Oh, okay. Okay, so question from Keita. What was a turning point for you in the love lane for you before you and Vince started dating? What did you intentionally change? And is Vince ultimately different from your past relationships because of your changes? Yes. Where do I start? So I'll first talk about what did I intentionally change. I started doing affirmations, affirming the things that I wanted. I started focusing on loving myself more. So in addition to affirming what it was that I knew I would have in my life, I knew that I wanted to have a healthy and whole and loving relationship. I affirmed how amazing I was. I wrote list upon list of all of the wonderful things about myself. So part of the journey, my journey, was focusing on the things that I wanted instead of the things that I didn't want, and pumping myself up and feeling great about myself. Loving myself, telling myself how amazing I am and how worthy I am and how wonderful I am. And what's so funny is that when we got together, I think every day, multiple times, he would tell me how wonderful I was. And I was like, that really works, because I've never had anybody tell me how wonderful I am so many times in a day. And it just became apparent that I'm like, wow, like the more you love yourself, the people in your life, they will love you. And the ones that just can't, they will go away because it just doesn't, it's not on the same frequency. So that was a huge change for myself. The self-love, the loving the parts of me that in the past I felt like I needed to change, just loving that, loving the flaws, and I manifested someone who loves me and my flaws and, just tells me all the time. So I would say that was a big piece. And I would say also just the knowing. I meant to tell this story earlier, but when I was in my journey, like during 2015, I really got into law of attraction. And I would say by 2016, I was feeling great. I had my wedding dress picked out. I had my ring picked out. Sounds crazy, but I did. I knew what I wanted everything to look like. And I remember sitting at the table at my mom's kitchen table with my mom's cousin, and I'm telling her, and my daughter was sitting at the table as well, and I'm telling her like, oh yes, this is my dress. It's, it was like, it was a celebrity wearing like an Oscar gown. So it wasn't white, but I knew that that was a dress that I wanted. And I said, here's the dress. Here's, this is, I'm showing her everything. And my daughter says, you don't even have a boyfriend. And I looked at her and I said, minor detail. And you know, a year before that, that would have just like never come out of my mouth. I never would have even thought like that's a minor detail. Like, seriously, you've got these things picked out, but you don't even know like who your man is. Like, that's just crazy. But in my mind, it made perfect sense because I just felt like he's coming, and it's exciting to look at these things. It's exciting to think about my wedding dress because like I want a wedding. It's exciting, you know, to think about the ring because like I like jewelry. So I just did these things, and she's looking at me like I'm crazy, but hey, it worked out. My dress was, it was not the same, but it was very similar to the dress that I had identified, and my ring is very similar to the ring that like I loved. So I would say just not being afraid of having a vision and believing that that vision can really, you know, happen for you. And it may not be the exact vision, but just, you know, it can be a representation of what that vision would feel like. And I would definitely say, yeah, I would definitely say that he was different because of those changes, you know, very, very much so. Let's see. All right. So any other questions? Okay, I've got one more. And oh, this is a good one. So, what if you're currently in an undesirable relationship? How do you get out? So, okay, first off, you know, like I understand there are those, you know, very serious domestic abuse relationships. I'm not speaking to any of that. I will say though, that if you're, whatever relationship you're in is representative of the frequency that you're on. So have you ever tried to give a friend advice in a relationship only to find out that like they went and did the exact opposite, or they just like kept doing, you know, what it is they were doing, or you said, get out, and they stayed? That's because your frequency drives your decisions, okay? Whatever vibration. So let me go back to the guidance scale. So if you're hanging around in frustration and irritation or anger or any of these lower vibrations, those are the types of decisions, like that's a vibration at which you are making decisions, and those are going to be the actions that you take. So I think the most important thing when you are wanting to exit a relationship, just like when you're wanting to attract a relationship, is to work on your vibration. Because as you raise your vibration, that relationship, if it just really is not, and if it's really not a desirable relationship and it can't get any better, that relationship has to go. It's law. Like attracts like. So if you're in a relationship that, you know, really is vibrationally equivalent to anger and or disappointment or rage, as you raise your vibration, you're not going to be in that relationship. I tell people all the time, if you want to see what's going to stay in your life, get happy. When you get happy, things around you will change or they will go away. So that is my advice to anyone, whether they're in an undesirable relationship, whether they are in a, undesirable relationship, undesirable job, anything undesirable, change your vibration and see how fast it leaves. It will feel so unnatural to you that you will have to leave or they will leave, period, with a T on it. Any other questions? Okay, cool. Oh yeah. So, I actually, and I think, I'm sure that quite a few of you have seen this, but because it's my first episode, we're talking about manifestations. A big manifestation for me, in addition to the in addition to, getting married, and the proposal was the wedding. So we decided in 2020 to get married in the middle of a pandemic. We had decided in 2019 that 2020 was our year. And in March, obviously, the, pandemic started. And we realized that as things started to open in the summer, more than likely they were going to start closing in the fall. So we knew at that point that we had a very short window of time, and I wanted a wedding. I had sat at my mom's kitchen table, I showing my dress and everything. So I'm like, I'm having a wedding. So we had a very, very small wedding. It was beautiful, but that was the ultimate manifestation, because if you can imagine trying to plan a wedding in the middle of a pandemic is crazy. Most things were closed. I was encouraged to have the wedding in 2021 instead, because, there's hardly anything open in Chicago. We booked one venue, and that venue, after seeing it, we didn't like it. So then the wedding planner is like, well, there's nothing else. I don't know, maybe later. I'm like, no, there has to be something else. So I'm amazed when I tell you detachment works, because I said, you know what? I want a wedding. I feel like it's going to come together, but it wasn't to the point where, like, if it doesn't happen, I'm going to lose my mind. But I just believed that we could have a beautiful wedding. So we had a beautiful wedding with 23 of our closest family, immediate family. And it was an amazing time. We identified a wonderful videographer, and when we got our video back, I couldn't believe it. It wasn't at all what we were expecting. That was like huge, huge, huge manifestation. So since we are talking about, since I'm sharing my story for this first episode, and talking about my story, I thought it would be great to share our video, which I thought was pretty amazing. And then definitely, if there are any questions, if you think of any questions during the video, I'll be watching it with you. Okay. All right. So I'll answer the question that we just got, and then if there are any more, definitely let me know.
There is no end. we're never through. And that's why
Kalila, I love you.
Vince, I love you.
I thank God for you. As our hearts are in the heart of God,
With these hands, I take thee, Vince,
I take thee, Kalila, to be my lawfully wedded wife,
to be my lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold.
for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health,
My soul seeks to join with your soul,
my body with your body.
my spirit with your spirit. What love has meant from the beginning of time, I offer you now as I take you to love and to cherish till death do us part.
I can hear you in my heart. You never let me down. Together we grow higher and higher. This lifetime's not the first lifetime. This lifetime's not the last lifetime. I'll never let you down. Never let you down. This is a real love, true love, and that's why.
Love my new bonus son, and I'm wishing them all of all the happiness in the world.
I'm so happy to toast you guys. I love you guys so much.
I just love them together. I just think that the way that they are as a couple is so complimentary.
Love the fact that you guys laugh, you guys keep each other calm, you guys take each other's crazy.
Yes.
So it's all that level of happiness